Hey members, and welcome back to Golf Talk with John and Brett. We found an excuse to get to talk about golf, mainly because Trump is involved. Not Donald Trump himself, but his granddaughter, Kai Trump, just made her LPGA Tour debut, and it was a little bit rough for her. We're gonna get into technical golf talk that Brett can walk me through, but she walked off with 9 bogeys, 2 double bogeys, and not a single birdie, completing the par 70 course in 83 to end the first round 19 shots off the pace. She in fact finished last in the field of 108 by 4 strokes, with Bernadetta Moresco, her closest competitor, with a 79. South Korea's Haeran Ryu maybe leads the field with a 64. So last out of 108. There's a lot about golf that I don't know, but I think being last is bad. Not everybody thought that she did that bad. Golf Week said she shoots 83 in her debut, a resounding success, and we followed her all day. And I think the 2 parts of that sentence are connected. I think they're calling it a resounding success because they got to follow her all day. I think this is access journalism, and that's what it feels like to me. They also acknowledge that she didn't actually earn her spot in the competition the way that most people do. She was brought in basically because she has a big social media following and it would get people to pay attention to it. They say she's the most recognizable name in the field, might already be the most famous women's golfer on the planet. But is that a good thing that she's the most famous? I don't know. I mean, is that more of like a reflection on our culture than anything else? I don't know, Brett. But anyway, so she did finish last. That's not great, but you know the numbers better. How does her actual performance seem to you?
The number is 18. She's 18 years old. Yes. So it is, when I was 18, yes, I did. You guys are asking too many questions. I did play 7th in league by shooting like a 75.
75
at a par 72 course.
So that's much better than an 83 on a par 70.
Right, and I was 18 at the time, but I wasn't at the thing is, it is a lot of pressure, and they make these courses and they choose difficult courses typically, so it's probably tough, but it is a par 70, which is like.
That seems low.
Yeah, but then again, like the par 5s are actually easier than a lot of these parts. So there's a lot of technical stuff in there, but like the thing to focus on is she did not deserve to be there. She was there as like a social invite.
Yeah.
Which is straight up nepotism and should not occur. Like this is an LGBT. Is an LPGA event. Like in order to get your card, I only know about the PGA, but I assume it's similar for the LGBTA. You get your tour card, which means you have to perform very well at various qualifiers. There's a course in Long Beach where they like manicure it for an LPGA qualifier for the US Open, where you have to play at a certain level to be someone who's there because of what? Merit.
Yeah.
And she wasn't there because of merit, which, listen, I would say it's unfair to her, but like, she's experienced the opposite of an unfair life her whole life. I'm not mad at her because she's like, I'm not getting mad at her. She's just a 18-year-old kid, basically, right? But like, I don't like the family very much. I mean, but like, she did not play well. She was dead last and she wasn't tied for dead last. She was in a league of her own.
Yeah, and she was interviewed about it. She said, "I was definitely more nervous than I expected," and whether she would articulate or not, part of that nervousness is probably knowing that she does not actually deserve to be there. Now that again doesn't mean that she shouldn't do it. Like it's not really getting down on her, but she knows that she's not qualified. She says, "But I thought I hit a lot of great shots out there. I hit a lot of good shots just to the wrong spots. Despite the last place finish, the teen still called the experience pretty cool." Which just, that whole paragraph to me is the most growing up in a billionaire family statement ever. Like, yeah, I got an opportunity that I shouldn't have had. I took a spot that somebody else probably should have actually earned. And I didn't do very well, but it was pretty cool. It was fun. You know, her mom is dating Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods was training her for this.
So funny.
This entire thing is just so like It's Nepo DEI. And by the way, I understand why you might do this. Like Caitlin Clark she wasn't actually competing or whatever, but they bring celebrities or whatever. And Caitlin Clark actually drove right into a crowd. It was pretty hilarious. Like I get that you want people to pay attention, but do acknowledge that it's her identity is the important thing. Her merit isn't.
There are events for this. They're called pro-ams. Like at Pebble Beach, they have a pro-am where you go and it's like they put Rory McIlroy with Bill Murray. And it's fun. And Charles Barkley goes out and pairs up with, Bubba Watson.
Yeah.
And that's the venue for this kind of stuff. But like, here's the thing.
She doesn't want to do fun celebrity amateur stuff. She wants to be a pro. So these opportunities are created for her.
Right. And the most compelling like concept of justice I've ever seen is Rawlsian justice. Justice is fairness. And it's like, you put yourself behind a veil of ignorance. You're like, I don't, without knowing where I'm going to be born into a society, how do I want the rules of that society to be built to be structured? And you would probably want to make them as fair as possible. So no matter where you are born, you still have an avenue not to live a life where you're the victim of injustice. This system is built, it should be built. So no matter where you're born, if you want to be a golfer, all you have to do is get good enough at it.
Yeah,
where you can do that. Or if you're a celebrity, you've done something to achieve that level of celebrity. Caitlin Clark is an excellent basketball player. This is a sports, all of that makes sense for her to be there. But she was just born with the last name Trump. And the family was like, here is every possible resource to give you a leg up in this.
Yeah, everything that could possibly help.
And hopefully this gives her and it seems like it's given her some level of humility. I don't know the girl, the woman, I guess she's 18 now, but I don't know her, the young lady. But I hope this gave her some humility. I hope she's just somehow against all odds ends up like a normal, humble person. There's a lot of headwinds in that respect, but yeah,
it's not.
Shooting 83 and being dead effing last. I mean, that's a growing experience. And that's what I love about sports is it will humble the hell out of you, especially golf. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know her any more than I know any member of this family. I do think though, once you're 18 and she's making YouTube videos with Donald Trump, I expect of an 18-year-old what I expect of any 18-year-old is an acknowledgement of what's happening. Your grandfather does the things he does, he says the things he says, and you are just trying to either launder his reputation or improve yours by being next to him. So I'm gonna judge her based on that, ignoring all the stuff that he does. I mean, if Bill Cosby's grandson was like, well, we're just gonna make a fun series of videos of us playing basketball together. I'm actually probably gonna judge you for that. So I also have that. Again, she's in a rough situation. She was born into that family. That's the family that she has. Now she could just say, I'm gonna try to become a pro and I don't want any of these advantages. I don't want the coaches, I'm gonna get a job, buy my own club. She could do that. And by the way, there's a thing to be said that all of this probably hurts her ability to become an actual pro. Because of all those extra, she's not doing the struggle. She doesn't need to develop that passion or whatever. I think that it's like a mixed bag. Obviously having Tiger Woods giving you tips is gonna be helpful, but evidently not helpful enough. The question I wanted to ask you though is, supposedly her handicap is a plus 0.5, which is very good, right?
That's excellent. Mine's a 4.
So if you were to go one-on-one with her, you think that she would beat you?
So the way that is set up, that means that there's no way Trump's handicap's 2.8.
That's what he says.
That means that she typically, it's not exactly this, but she typically shoots between even and 1 under par. And I shoot about 4 over par every round.
Well, she's even or 1 over par.
No.
Right? Oh, under par, okay.
Plus 5, it means so they do a handicap, which is like, all right, what did you shoot? If your handicap's a 5, we're gonna give you 5 strokes. So it's like you took 5 fewer strokes. If you're a plus, that means you're typically under par. And to put you on even with me, we add half a stroke to your.
So you do think that as of right now, at least, according to her thing, that she is actually better?
It depends on what tee she plays from, but I have no reason to doubt that she's an excellent golfer. And that if I went out there and I was on a pro, with my current ability, which I'm better than I was when I was a kid, if I went out with my current ability and you put me on the pro circuit, maybe just because I'm older and I don't really care as much, but like I would probably get extremely nervous and probably do what she did.
Yeah, you'd be very nervous. That's true.
And like it's also the difference is she probably plays on the same course every fucking day. And so she knows the ins and outs of it. And this is her first time at Pelican Club. And you just don't have that level of familiarity. You get like a day or two ahead of time to walk the course, and you get a caddy who's kind of telling you what happens, but you don't know what it's like. That's the thing about country club kids is they play the same course every single day, and you think that they're amazing, but they can't play for shit off their own course.
Yeah. So you said you doubted Donald Trump's self-reported golf handicap?
What's that? Oh, I don't think he is. And that's what's so funny about golf and dictators is like there's this like famous thing where Kim Jong-il shot an 18. Like, you know, he didn't.
Well, hold on. Imagine if you're him and you like golf or whatever, and you go and you do, and you know no one's actually gonna believe this is true. No, so really fast. So according to this, she's slightly worse than Donald Trump, but close.
She's slightly better than Donald Trump.
So it's
the opposite.
Do you think she's better than Donald Trump? You've given him credit in the past, even though he's a massive cheater or whatever. You say that he is actually not bad.
He's not as bad as, so this is the thing is like, I want to push back on a lot of people watching this who just really, really want to say like, I hate him, so he's bad at golf. And I'll find any video of him hitting the ball poorly and say that's how he always is. But the thing about golf is the best players will skull one a year. They'll just mess
don't
up.
Pros only make it on the fairway like 70% of the time or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But we don't. But Trump has a weird swing, but he's an old man. And one of my favorite things in the world is old man golf swings, like where they're just like, my back only does that. But she, by this, is better than him.
Yeah,
by 3 strokes a game.
Has significantly room to improve. He's as good as he's ever going to be at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll see. Again, I think, look, if I were her, I would not be making little chummy videos with Donald Trump. I know some people would be like, lay off, it's her grandpa. She's 18 years old. She's not 7. She sees what he does. She knows the accusations against him. She can see all this Epstein stuff and everything. I think we should judge people that are adults evenly. And I just think like, I don't know, like you're a billionaire, man. There should be more. I want to create a world where people are shamed more for being born into wealthy families and just sort of coasting on it. Remember, she did the thing where she released the super overpriced hoodies with her initials on it. It's like, that seems like that's like she wants to be a pro. Okay, she wants to be a pro golfer or whatever. But what she almost certainly is gonna be is a Trump named influencer. And she's gonna release a sweatshirt and then shoes and then a coin and then perfume. And that's what her life is going. That's what all of their lives are gonna be because it's easy.
Yeah.
And you can just do it.
But that's why you should love sports.
It's hard.
That's why you should love sports, because scoreboard. Exactly. You said you're that good? We still got to play 72 holes this weekend.
Yeah, or maybe we'll end up being wrong and she will actually become a legitimate pro. We'll see.
Which she has to do herself. And yes, she will have had the most at her disposal and like when it comes to, and that's what I love about like conversations, and I probably get myself into trouble because when it comes to like things like trans sports, I have the conversation like drunk people do when they're like, okay, so who is the greatest basketball player of all time? Considering that this person first played in an alley with a basket on a brick wall, and that person was, is Del Curry's son.
It's Rocky IV.
It's Rocky, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
He's trained in a Russian lab with injections.
Yeah, I can't watch Rocky movies because they just hit each other in the face and are fine. Like one of those Rocky punches is the end of a boxing match.
I know.
I can't watch. I hate the Rocky franchise for that reason. It's like it's
That's
haymaker.
A separate edition of Jock Talk.
They would all be dead. But with sports, you come back to it being like, did she win? Like Shedeur Sanders, he says he's a really good quarterback, but
Yeah.
Maybe he's just Deion Sanders' kid and it was all hype. Like that's the stuff that bears itself out over the course of an actual sports career that you can't fake no matter how much you market it.
Yeah, and you're gonna have a front row seat on my gradual improvement to when I can become a pro and I can become 108th place. Yeah. Anyway, thank you all. Thank you members for making this possible. Thank you, Brett, for participating. It was a lot of fun. We'll see you next time.